This IGN review for Mouse PI for Hire is so unbelievably bad that it motivated me to resurrect my old gaming channel that I barely did anything on to talk about it. I'm shocked, flabbergasted even, with the sheer fucking hubris of the writer of this review. I must say, I don't know what it is about this one in particular that has really triggered me. I have stood back and watched retarded take after take on so many other games, but this feels intentionally bad. Like I've seen others say, it feels like a hit piece. Who is this guy? Who are you? Will Borger, why does it sound like you don't even like to play video games? Who chose you to review this game? You talk so much mad shit about being a fan of noir. Is this review in itself a parody? I mean, is this actually legit? I'm gonna break it down for you to get the best possible understanding of this guy's review. Right off the bat, at 35 seconds, he says,
by fusing a hard-boiled detective mystery with a fast, retro-styled FPS, developer Fumi Games has made a shooter that is thematically incoherent.
What?
With the apparent aspirations of its story contradicted at every point by the actual action.
Dude, do you even know what game you're playing? You are playing a boomer shooter, heavily inspired by 1930s rubber hose animations, early Mickey Mouse cartoons, and classic noir detective films. My brother in Christ, the gun is undulating up and down. This is a cartoon, a wacky, whimsical cartoon. It is absolutely fantastic that they were able to blend such a genre together and format and put it together in this creative way that is just extremely unique. This is their debut game, Fumi Games, their first game. A quick internet search shows a development team of 25 to 50 people, and they knocked it out of the park on their first try. This tone of, did this guy even play this game, continues through the whole video. The dude sounds so emotionally disconnected from doing his job, which is to play the video game. At 1 minute and 40 seconds, he starts to say,
what bothers me, however, is how overly referential so much of it is. The world is full of mice, so everything is about cheese. Everything.
Okay.
It's a cartoon world where everyone is mice. It's actually really skillfully woven. It's so crazy because the world is immersive. You're walking around and it's dripping with uniqueness. The voice acting is phenomenal.
Robots, experiments, stuff I don't even have names for. How the hell did Steve afford all that?
Old money, Jack.
This is not some half-assed piece of work. It's extremely polished. He then goes to complain that
everything is a reference to the fact that everyone is a mouse and mice like cheese, and when it's not, instead it'll be a reference to an old cartoon, or the fact that this is a video game.
I mean, I just don't know. I don't have any words for this, honestly. Do you not understand satire?
Ed 209.
Do you not understand that this is leaning deeply in the direction of a satirical noir cartoon world full of mice?
A boss fight in the sewers? It's a literal alligator because of course it is.
What's wrong with you, bro? What the heck? You tripping, bro? You tripping?
Dude, what's wrong with you? It's like you're being forced to play this game. Who put you up to this? Earlier in the game, I was exploring a secret magician's underground laboratory fighting cultists, and I come about this contract on the wall and...
By the letter of this here pact, the scientists agreed to provide the labs, paraphernalia, and manpowers. The magician shall furnish the funds, usable funds.
Clearly satire. And there's a giant fucking octopus in a tank. This stuff is so cool, man. This is dripping with personality. This is exactly the type of stuff I would want to come across in my 1930s cartoon-inspired noir boomer shooter. This guy hates this game. This sounds lower than a 6 out of 10, honestly. What I really don't understand is that in the next section, he starts to talk about how the core gameplay is good.
It doesn't hurt that all of it, from reload animations to random conversations, is rendered in an absolutely gorgeous black and white mix of sprite work and 3D models.
He consciously recognizes in this brief moment the kind of game that he is playing. He then says at 3:51,
The world building may be thin, but Mouse PI for Hire is still dressed to the nines.
The world building is constantly all around you. You'll walk around and you'll pick up these newspapers and they'll give you little snippets and stories of what's been happening in the world. The visual storytelling is nonstop. I just don't know what this guy expects. Do you think that we're literally watching The Maltese Falcon, Casablanca, as if I'm actually reading a hardcore noir novel? These developers are paying homage to a specific area of past American culture in such a unique, creative, and respectful way. And they're Polish. They're from Warsaw. We should be thanking them. They went and watched every available Popeye episode during pre-production for environment and character inspiration, and it shows. They took heavy inspiration from things like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and The Naked Gun, both great movies, of course, which again are examples of their satirical approach. And if you wanted to dive deeper into learning about the production, I heavily recommend watching how a playable 1930s cartoon was made by that guy Glenn. Go watch it after I'm done shitting on Will Berger. And I'm not shitting on him for the sake of attacking his character on a personal level, but for his extremely tone-deaf and almost apathetic response to this work of art of a video game. Anyway, let's continue. He then immediately starts to criticize the weapons, and I kid you not, he starts with saying how the shotgun feels weak as he immediately one-shots a low-level goon. When I was playing the game, I thought the same exact thing. At first I thought, damn, it took like 4 shots to kill that guy. And then I remember, oh wait, this is a shotgun. And I closed my engagement distance. He does the same thing. He is absolutely wrecking these dudes and immediately renders his own argument useless. He says it sounds like a kid's toy. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Then, at 4 minutes and 22 seconds, this guy just loses absolutely all integrity for me. He says,
Enemies mostly come out of doors marked with a skull that you can't enter, robbing these areas of anything remotely resembling a sense of place.
This guy is on drugs, man. We are constantly exploring entire ass level designs with surprising verticality, and there's a huge variety of super unique locations to explore. Dude, is this the first time you've ever played a game like this in your life? How many times have I said that already? Have you ever played any of the Borderlands games? Bolt Gun? I love playing Bolt Gun on the hardest difficulty. That shit was so difficult and fun. There's a reason that Doom, as a franchise, has existed for 33 years.
Levels also really like to pull the we're gonna lock you in a room and throw baddies at you until they're dead or you are shtick. A little too much for my taste.
That's why we bought the game. You buy Madden when you want to play football. You buy Mouse PI for Hire because you want to enter a shooting gallery. He then goes on to explain how the lockpicking system that exists in the game is jarring because some are easy and some are hard. Is that not how it works in virtually every other video game with lockpicking mechanics? It is extremely unique in this game because, like a cartoon, you use your tail as a pick lock, and some of them are hard and timed and have a certain amount of moves because the reward is worth it. I just don't get this guy at all. It's just full of charm at every corner. He then goes on and talks about how he enjoys the baseball card minigame, and then again cuts to saying that he doesn't like that he's not doing very much detective-y things enough. I mean, like, what do you think you're doing the rest of the game? Every time you leave the main hub area, you are going on these detective-like adventures on these elaborate and unique shooter gallery level pieced together with a really strong detective narrative, whatever the case is that you're working on. It has all of these noir story elements. It's just flat out showing that he fundamentally does not understand the product that he is reviewing. You're not reading a novel. You're not watching a film. You're going around beating the shit out of goons and burning them into a crisp as their eyeballs fall into a pile of ash and stare at you. What elevates the core gameplay is the beautifully strung together narrative of being a mouse detective going from set piece to set piece, exploring a richly detailed world as it is slowly unfolding in front of you, and as more and more information is given to you as you progress. At 6 minutes, we reach the crescendo of the idiocracy in this review. He says, I hate to be that guy.
Look, I hate to be that guy who brings up ludonarrative dissonance in a video game review in the year of our Lord 2026.
No. You actually love to be that guy. Your entire review is dripping in it.
Jack Pepper is a PI who kills more people in a single mission than Philip Marlowe has in every book Raymond Chandler ever wrote combined.
This is a video game, nerd. And I quote, a private detective can't break into a police station and slaughter them en masse, then go about his day. Dude, they are more than just crooked cops. They're becoming a fictional fascist group of radical individuals beating shrews up in the streets. Also, did you miss the whole part earlier when you're talking to a character and they help establish with the audience that Jack Pepper, the guy that you're playing, is a World War I veteran?
Damn! You're the Jack Pepper? The trench sweeper?
Nicknamed the Trench Sweeper? Did you read the description of his clearly German-made gun called the Mauser and that he got it from World War I? Dude, was your brain turned off the whole time you were playing this game, apparently? It's in the description of the gun. He then says, in one particular nonsensical scenario, Jack inadvertently burns down an opera house to save a guy running for mayor as he ends up fighting an opera singer and shoots her.
Is she dead? Did I just kill an actress for being angry I burned down her workplace?
Once again, man, they literally explain how the production crew has been hijacked by crooks, by goons. They captured the set. You are fighting goons the entire way up to this boss fight. The boss is also a goon, I swear to God. This guy was forced to play this game and did not care enough to even pay attention to what was happening. For the next minute, he continues to try and elaborate his point of essentially how none of this feels realistic, how it is so hard for him to feel immersed in the world because of how much murder there is, as if this is actually real life. And that is where my brain absolutely just falls apart, man. Who chose this guy to play this game and write this review? It almost feels like he is specifically not a gamer. And they made him review this game for some reason. This is a fictional, satirical world of early 1930s America set in rubber house cartoon aesthetic with noir themes, where everyone is a mouse for the most part. What do you not get? Why is it so hard for you to drop the pretense that you are somehow above this with how much dissonance that you are experiencing? He calls Jack Pepper a mass murderer. And then at 7 minutes and 39 seconds, he says,
Does that make for a more fun video game? Maybe. But it's bad noir and a worse detective tale.
I'm honestly speechless, utterly bewildered that a professional games journalism outlet would have ever hired this guy to write a review. Serious question. Does IGN want to sow the seeds of its own demise? Is it the explicit goal of IGN to destroy their own reputation and goodwill, if they even have any, with gamers everywhere? Is it their explicit goal to destroy their own business? Because that's exactly what they're doing here. He then says,
in the story as Mouse PI for Hire references, violence is an unfortunate but unavoidable part of the human experience that shatters the people it touches. Here, it's just entertainment, and that weakens the whole concept.
Homie, buddy boy, that's why we're here. Again, the fact that they were able to intertwine a fun and engaging narrative on top of my first-person shooter is what makes the magic of video games happen. I'm not walking around with a notepad writing down carefully speculated clues. I'm running around throwing barrels at goons and kicking them to watch them crumble into pieces. It has a fantastic cast of interesting characters that you interact with that lend to the strong world building inside of this fictional mouse world. The voice acting and writing is coherent and consistent with the vision that these developers had of this fictional 1930s world.
by shrews. Now, if you'll excuse me,
Oh, watching other people do the actual work? Mr. Kurt, I'm investigating the unfortunate demise of one Betty Lynch.
Give this guy a week on the job as chief of police in Mouseburg would be the safest city in the world because nobody would be left alive to commit crimes in the first place.
You always hear the jokes of you can't spell ignorant without IGN, and the previous sentence sums it up completely. This guy takes his life way too seriously. I don't even know how the concept would even cross your mind, dude, let alone in a way that would cause the world to feel so unbelievable. This dude would have PTSD from watching any of the cartoons that this world was inspired from, like Popeye downing a whole can of spinach in one go. At 9 minutes and 15 seconds, he starts to close his review and says,
Mouse PI for Hire nails the aesthetics of both the 1930s cartoons and the detective stories that inspired it. And it's also an amusing boomer shooter that largely feels good as you're playing it.
This is the second time that he consciously speaks to his own internal recognition of the type of game that he is playing, but then goes on to say that it is a haphazard marriage of noir storytelling tropes and shooter gameplay that are often at odds with each other in an uncomfortable way that weakens both aspects. What? I think it's safe to say that virtually every single person disagrees with you. I think we all collectively think that you should never review another video game again. You don't understand video games. He then says that the amount of references the game makes to what inspired it is painful at times. Yeah. It's clear to everyone that you hate this game, obviously. He finishes off his review by saying,
This FPS is solid enough if you just want to blast some cartoon mice and not think about it too hard, but once you do, all you'll see are the seams where disparate ideas have been fused together, and no trench coat can hide the stink of that moldy cheese.
You are a pretentious asshole. Oh my god, so big-brained. The moment you think about it, it all falls apart at the seams. Yeah, go fuck yourself, dude. These are not desperate ideas fused together. This is a beautiful homage that the combined work of a whole bunch of really talented and inspired people came together, striving to create for the love of the game, for the love of the animation, for the love of the interactive art medium that we call video games. They brilliantly blended these themes and genres together to form something so unique that no one else has made anything similar to this, maybe besides Cuphead. Forget everything this guy said in this review and go buy this game because it is worth your time and does not respect you like most AAA developers do, that IGN loves to suck the teat from. They are not here to siphon as much money from you as possible. They are not trying to farm your attention span to live in their dumb live service worlds. These developers are here to provide you a solid, meaningful, unique experience that honestly you won't forget. It's super fun. I highly recommend playing Mouse PI for Hire.